Hello everybody and welcome back to the video. So today we are going to address a very important question, that is, if you're starting your career after a break, then what are the top 10 things that you should be doing? So we're going to see the top 10 ways to restart your career after a career break. So this is useful for all those of you who are thinking of taking a break, or all those of you who are thinking to rejoin after your break, or even if you are in your career break. This video is going to definitely be useful to all of you, so do watch it till the end. I'm Dr. Vaishali, academic specialist at Biotechnica. Biotechnica is a space where we guide you in anything and everything regarding your bioscience career. Come, let's explore the topic. So the first step that we're going to talk about is assess your situation, right? So first and foremost, don't just jump into the first job that you get after you think of restarting your career. Don't just jump into the first job itself that you get, because when you do that, right, when you've not done your enough research, when you're not very sure about getting into the job, but you've just entered it because you got it, right? So when you do that, then your interviewer may sense the uncertainty. So that is not something that you want when you start your career back, right? And you may, if it is not satisfying to you, then you may have to keep hopping jobs, right? So you may have to keep changing and hopping. So without assessing your situation, without actually getting to know what you want and what value you can add in the industry, right, do not jump into getting a job, right? So that is the first tip that I had for you. The second is update your CV, right? So especially in the CV, do mention about the career break that you've taken, right? It's not, so don't try to hide it, right? Because it is a good thing. It is a good thing to take a career break, because it is something positive, and it is what differentiates you from others, right? So what you've done in this career break, or what are the skills that you've learned from this, right? So all of this will help in improving the way how you look at a job. So that all of that differs. So yes, don't hide it. Be open and transparent about the career break that you've taken in your CV itself, right? And it is something that will differentiate you from the others, right? And also add the new skills you've picked up during this career break, right? So whatever break that you've had, are there any skills that you've picked up, whether it's personal or it is a professional gap that you've taken? Are there any skills that you've picked up? So do mention them as well. Now, speaking of the skills that could be picked up in your career break, the third point I'm going to discuss is about things that you can do during the career break that you have taken, right? Apart from the actual reason that you have taken the break, you can also try and do all of these if time permits, right? Because it will help you to bounce back into the industry. So things like, say, you can do internships, you can do freelancing jobs, or you can even take a part-time job. So these will help you keep you updated in the field, right? So that you don't lose touch. So that is one thing you can do. Or second, is there any personal project that you've picked up, or is there any personal blog that you have, or is there any book that's relevant to your industry that you've studied or you read, or are there any events or say symposiums or seminars, etc.? So all of these, have you attended any of these, right? So during your career break, so make a note of all of this as well, because these are also things to be added in your CV as well, and it will also help you personally and professionally to keep in touch with the subject or with your industry, right? So that's also very important. So these are a few things that you can do during your break. The fourth point that I have for you is research well. Now, when you've decided to enter the industry, restart your career, then yes, you need to do the research. It has to come from your side. First of all, see how market has changed. Say, what was it before and what is it now? What are the things that have changed and what are the skills that are in demand right now? correct? So you need to keep an eye open for all of that. So if you've not done it during your break, then make sure that before you enter the industry, make sure that you have all of these in mind. So make sure that you do research about all of this. So if you do this kind of research, it will improve your credibility and it will showcase it to the interviewer, right? So even the interviewer will get impressed by the amount of research that you have done and how you have inculcated all of that in your professional life as well. So yes, do your research about what the market is right now and what the employers are looking for. So what are the skills that the employers are looking for and how can you inculcate those skills, right? So that is the research that has to be done from your side. The fifth point that I have for you is network. Like network well, both during your break as well as when you're going to enter, right? So do not lose touch from the industry altogether. Make sure that you have that network with you, whether it's existing connections that you have, reach out to your previous employees or to your professors or to your family members or clients, etc. and strengthen these existing connections, and they will also point you in the right direction. They might have the right job for you and they'll point you at that direction, right? So yes, it helps to network with them, and they can also form a potential reference for you for any job that you're applying for. So these are the importance of networking when you're taking a career break, and also when you're re-entering the industry after your break, right? So this helps. Now, after this, the sixth point that I have for all of you is career returner programs. That is, many companies, they have in their policy itself to encourage people who are returning back from a career break. So see if you can come across any such companies in your industry, and if you can apply to that and then get into it, then it's a good thing. So many companies have this particular policy. It can be for a few weeks, that is, say for example, for 20 weeks, they're going to incubate you. They're going to give the job and you develop all of those skills and then you can return back to the industry. It's something like a training program, but it's more of a work type, right? So that is for a few weeks. A few other companies, they have a re-entry scheme itself. That is how they have certain positions, they have certain quota of positions to be filled only by career returnees, right? Of people who are returning back from their career break. So yes, see if you can come across any of these companies and if you can apply to them in your particular industry, right? So that was the sixth point. The seventh tip that I have for you is be confident, right? So because whenever you're taking a career break, you might really get demotivated. You might think that it's going to ruin your career itself, but no, it's not like that. Don't undervalue yourself, right? Write down all the skills and strengths that you have in your previous employment, or whatever skills that you've picked up in your career break as well. Just write them down, see how you will be helpful in the job or the role that you will be taking up. So write them down and then go through them before even you talk to an employer, right? Because this helps to boost your confidence. So it also helps in not undervaluing yourself, right? So that's very important. And second, if you think that you need to pick up a few skills which is in demand right now to re-enter the industry, then you can do a refresher course as well. You can pick up those skills and then apply to the jobs, right? So that is the seventh point. The eighth tip that I have for you is be interview prepared, right? So there will be definitely questions about your career break whenever you are going for your interview or the next job that you're applying for. There'll be questions on your career gap. So be open and transparent about your gap. Do not try to hide it, right? Because it is a good thing. It is something that's going to differentiate you from the whole crowd, right? So yes, be open and transparent about it, but don't over justify as well. So whenever that question comes up, try to be open, but don't over justify it. And also try to explain them that how this break has helped in picking up a few skills, or how is it going to help in the role that you're applying for. So such things. So make sure that you have all of this ready before you go to the interview, right? So this is being interview prepared. The ninth point that I have for you is develop skill set, right? So if at all, we talked about it in the previous points as well. So if at all you think that you do not have the right skill set, the skill sets have changed in that particular industry, then try to pick up them, try to get into refresher courses and do it. Or you can also do internships, you can do volunteer working, like volunteer work in your industry. You can attend seminars, you can attend few training programs, few workshops, etc. So all of these will help in building your skills, in improving your skills, or building a new skill set as well, which is relevant to the industry and which you think will be relevant for you as well. So you can pick any of these up so that you refresh your your industry skills, and then you can easily enter the industry, right? So that's the ninth point that I had for you. The 10th and the last point is don't give up, right? Because I can understand how frustrating it will be to enter, to restart your career after the break. And it's not always possible for you to get the job that you want. And, it's very easy for you to lose that confidence and give up on it. But don't do that. Don't do that, because the right job is waiting for you out there. So keep trying and keep improving yourself, and don't give up. Be confident about yourself and about this whole break that you took. So don't give up and keep trying. That's the last and the most important tip that I have for you. And I want to wish you all the best in your job search, and I'm sure that you are going to get the right job. Thank you so much, and see you all until next video.